Well, good evening, all my fellow Poke Fluffs. Mewtwo here with you tonight, feeling rather vacated and floofy. Yeah, as per normal. But today I have some thoughts to put out there. Some little bit of what's going on. Um, as you might know if you've watched a few of these talking videos lately, I, in the last month, picked up a new drawing tablet. It was an XP Pen, 15.6 inch screen, and I was hoping that it would help encourage me to do more art stuff. Good news is, it worked. um, Now, I started off with coloring in some sketches that I'd had in my box for ages. They'd been piling up. I'd specifically had a folder I'd labeled Color Me. So that says I had intentions. Intentions aren't always great sometimes when it comes to getting distracted and things not always working the way you want them to. Uh, Now, the tablet works great, and it definitely has encouraged me to work with it. I am drawn to get back on there almost daily, sometimes more times than once, to work on another picture. And something I definitely have found that has been getting me gumption to work on this is I have been working almost entirely on drawing what I want to draw, or coloring what I want to color, getting results that I want to see, not necessarily drawing or coloring what I assume the rest of the world wants to watch or look at. Um, and that has actually been encouraging me to do more, and I'm pretty happy about that. Uh, Over the last few weeks that I've had it, I counted. I counted last night just before bed, and I haven't quite finished another picture yet. It's actually noonish or something, maybe close to 1 o'clock today. Um, I was at 47 pictures either colored or drawn from scratch using this new tablet since I got it. I was kind of surprised I did that many. Only a few are completely from scratch so far with this device, including one gift, one trade, um, and at least one fully original Mewtwo picture. Pretty sure everything else was just coloring so far. And that's fine. That's actually good. I'm really happy with how things are going with it. Normally, when I've been coloring sketches, I tend to just be coloring one person's sketches at a time, and normally just the one person's period, because I was actually feeling comfortable with it at best. And that is Trish slash Nandook slash Kagari. I would color pictures she drew for me because, well, I would often buy sketches from her in bulk. So I would have a stack of them to work on. But over the years, many years I've been in the furry thing, I got quite a few sketches that are in the non-colored status. Uh, and I decided, fuff it all, and threw a bunch more of the different artists' sketches into this bucket of color. Several of which were very much in the I'm scared to do it because I think I'm going to mess it up. I don't think I can do what they did with the lines. With this new toy, I am doing better at that actually. Um, there are a lot of pictures that have been sitting in my box for over a decade that I wanted to do, but I was afraid I wouldn't get it right. Especially anything that wasn't like a straight up digital picture initially. Things that were uh, photos or scans of physical media because oftentimes I had a lot more trouble before latching on to the non-digital lines, trying to get those colored right. Not so much scared of that anymore. Made a lot of successes on those. I'm actually pretty proud of quite a few of the ones that were photos. Some of these photos even like were photos, and like the artist's hand was partially the original picture I had of it. So don't worry, the thumbs and whatnot are no longer in the pictures that I finished. Um, and I was starting to notice that, yeah, I actually have been forming an art style. Uh, until recently, I definitely felt like my art was not really any kind of good. I still don't think it's great, but it's definitely not shit anymore, and that's the important part. Uh, at first, I was drawing, I think, for more the wrong reasons. I was drawing hoping to get noticed and become part of things. Now, when you're drawing to get someone else's attention, not your attention, and they don't necessarily reciprocate, they don't even acknowledge the fact that you drew for them, it sucks. Um, and if you're a real beginner and they are a busy person, there's a good chance the artist you drew for is not going to have a chance to notice your work and or take time to even comment on it. This happened to me a lot when I was just starting to draw, and I kept going for a while, and then I was like, I several times I'd get going and I'd stop drawing. And then I'd start back up and I'd be like, I can do better, I can do better. And then I'd stop because too many times I would draw for someone else's jollies and they'd not acknowledge the fact that I completed their work, that I made something special for them, that I gave them a gift. And yeah, not a good feeling. So, one thing I started with this redrawing level of myself was I had all these sketches that were for me that I wanted to see as completed pictures very badly. So I started on them. And you know what? The artist, that is me, was very happy with what he saw and actually got to be proud of the work. And the recipient, which was also me, was very happy with the art that I received. So it was a double whammy. Uh, and the more I keep going, the more I was getting better with the toy, and the more I was starting to see a distinct style in my coloring. It was harder to recognize this before because most of my coloring was of the same artist. Um, so for me, I was just seeing her art inked and colored. I wasn't seeing me having done anything specific. I just saw a bad, less good coloring job than she would have done. In this case now, I have done at least half a dozen different artists that I can think of off the top of my head, and different styles that were in the sketches, and you can still see the different styles in the finished product. But the coloring and the way I do my inking is definitely showing through. So it's a definite, distinct something that I'm bringing to the party. So I am recognizing my style is actually a style, not just making less of a mess than I had been before. Because every time I would do better, I would just think, well, it's less bad. It is less bad than what I've been working on before. It is less bad before I acquired X skill, before I started using this tool, before I did this thing better, before I learned about this particular trick. And a little bonus here with inking and coloring all these many different artists' works that I've had sitting in my box. I am gleaning little bits of, well, that's a good way to do that particular fur effect, or I really like how that way of making the arm look, or, oh, so if you do that kind of line, it does definitely make the muzzle look like it's facing this direction just a little bit better. And I'm just slowly snapping these little bits of skill off of these other artists. Not stealing their style. By far, I am not going to become Anime Cat. I am not going to become Mendy. I am not going to become Nanook. I am going to still be Caddy. Uh, but what little tips and tricks I effectively get off of their art and touching it and doing it with my hand helps a lot. Um, it definitely is giving me more of a feel of, well, my character alone and ways to draw and find lines and find the spaces that I need to find when I'm doing a picture. This is amazing, and I'm really happy I've had this many different sketches to work on because, and some reason why I felt like I could, and at least a half-arse modicum of feeling like it's worth my time. And at the moment, yes, it has felt like it's worth my time. I have not been bummed with any picture. I've been a little bummed with when I'm looking at some of the sketch and go, oh, wow, that is low resolution. That one part, that's going to be hard to make look right. Work with it though. And I do, and I don't give up. So, yeah, there's some elements here and there, like, I go to there where the eyes are like pixelized all the hoo-ha because it's so small. But I work around it, do what I can, and make things as good as I possibly can. And in the end, I still love the pictures. I appreciate all the artists who have not complained at me for coloring their sketches that they've drawn for me many years in the past. Or at least they're not noticing the fact that I'm adding them on Twitter or whatnot. One way or the other. um, Also, anytime one of the artists happens to like my posting about having drawn, colored in their art, that does encourage me again. That says, wow, this artist actually acknowledged the fact that I did something with their product and I did what I could to further it along. Uh, so yeah, art's been going good, and I definitely intend to continue on with this. I think I have about 40-ish more sketches in the to color box. There may be some more in my massive folder of art. Uh, I mean, I have been arting back and forth in the furry fandom since 2002. So there may be a few images here and there. Maybe. Uh, and definitely hoping to keep that ball rolling. Keep going and finding anything I got left back in there that anything is worth coloring. I'm doing what I can to locate and make them look nice. Not saying every picture is going to get colored in. Some I don't feel like. I feel like the sketch version is probably where it belongs. Not because it's a bad picture, more along the lines of they maybe shaded it or something, or they did a good job of making a good black and white image instead of just a sketch, and it doesn't feel like it feels like maybe coloring might be doing it more of an injustice than a justice, if you get my meaning. So for anyone that's done me one really good, please don't be insulted that I did not color it if I felt like you had done a good job as is, and definitely it did not want for another step. It felt like it couldn't become better than what you did. And for anyone that's, it was a sketch and I color it, then please don't be insulted that I did take the time to go and say, you did a good job on these lines. I'm going to finish that picture off. And over the next few weeks, I definitely plan on weeding in a few originals here and there as opposed to just coloring. Because I'm getting braver again to start drawing from scratch more, and that's good. The more I do that, the better I feel. So that's part of the plan. And I'm happy about it. It's definitely relaxing. It feels constructive. I feel like something comes of it. I feel like it's furthering having a skill, something useful. And hey, maybe one day someone will actually want to commission me and actually pay me something worth money as opposed to, a sketch is $1. Oh, so a colored picture's $10. Oh, that is too many monies. Like, good gravy. Most artists won't even make you a sketch for $10. That's what I was asking for, a colored picture. Like I'm asking too much or something here, kids. Yeah, such is life. Anyway, yeah. So art's going good. I intend to continue doing art, and video making has definitely been still helping me mentally a lot. So definitely expect to keep seeing more of that. I'll see what I can do to keep recording talking videos whenever they come to my head, uh, and posting them the same day whenever possible. Yeah, well, that's a thing. I hope you enjoyed my babbling about arting and stuff. So, thank you for spending some time with this Pokemon. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little dingly bell for the little dingly bell, let you know when I post new videos. Who knows, could be this silly Pokemon here, or any of my other critters. Could be a talking video, could be a full suit video. The world may never know. Uh, and of course, both my Patreon link and my Coffee link in the description box below, both of which are good ways to help support me and my channel, and help me become a better me for you. So, thank you again for spending some time with me. I do love when people actually spend time and listen to some of my babbling videos. I know they're not as exciting, but it's a place for me to talk, and this happens. It makes me feel better. Like I got thoughts out of my head somewhere. Anyway, I'll see you all again on the next video, but for now, stay fluffy and remember, YouTube is always watching you.